Jenny Blythe, Jenny Blythe. Oh, they called her Jenny Blythe, Jenny Blythe. Oh, they called her Jenny Blythe, till the flash went in her eye, and they brought her home to die, Jenny Blythe. She was born to make 'em nails, make 'em nails. She was born to make 'em nails, make 'em nails. She was born to make 'em nails, with all that entails. You're a loser, head or tails, making nails. Oh, they called her Jenny Blythe, Jenny Blythe. Oh, they called her Jenny Blythe, Jenny Blythe. Oh, they called her Jenny Blythe, till the flash went in her eye, and they brought her home to die, Jenny Blythe.
Come near, my friends, and the truth I'll tell you, and I'll be careful lest I speak wrong, for 50 years I've laboured vainly, aye, and there lies the burden of my song. For when our payday evening's over, the money I will carry home, but my wife tells me it will buy nothing, and all the food we had is gone. And then she says, come sitting beside me, and see the money that I have to pay. Oh, husband dear, this life 'twill break me, and in my grave will soon me lay. For there's coals and gleeds for house and shop fire, there's my hammer and steady to pare and steel, my bore and hardy likewise neat tending, and the bellows too have lost their seal. Well, the rent's not paid and the bums are coming, and soon our goods will all be gone. There's shoes and clothing for our 4 children, aye, of sickness money we now have none. For what's 12 shilling to pay so many? 'Twould make a lawyer's head and turn grey, to try to meet such ends as we do, and yet our masters will not hear us say. But we will not be discouraged, for 20 shillings it is our due, and 20 shillings we must stand out for, to feed our families and clothe them too.
Swear and heat and flatten and strike, and work from dawn till late at night,
And pare and point and shank and hammer, fashion your nails in the usual manner. Square and heat and flatten and strike, and pare and point and shank and hammer. Square and heat and flatten and strike, and work from dawn till late at night. And square and heat and shank and strike, and fashion your nails in the usual manner. Fashion your nails and shank and hammer. Fashion your nails in the usual manner. And square and heat and flatten and strike, and pare and point and shank and hammer. Square, heat, flat, strike. Work from dawn till late at night. Pare, point, square, heat, lemon, strike, hair, point, shank, hammer, hammer,
Your nails in the
hammer,
usual
hammer,
manner.
hammer, hammer, hammer.
Sorts of buildings inhabited by the working classes of Stourbridge are very good, and the worst sorts of buildings are as bad as possible. Many of these latter are to be found in the town of Stourbridge, but the great majority are at the Lie and the Lie Waste. The Lie Waste is often called the Mud City. The condition of the abodes of the working classes in this last named place is worse than anything of the kind I have witnessed elsewhere, with the single exception of Lower Gornal. These worst kinds of dwellings are tenanted almost exclusively by nailers and chainmakers, as the better kinds are tenanted by those who are employed in the glass trade, the fire brick and fire clay works, and the large iron works of the town and neighbourhood. Children's Employment Commission, 1843. Well, it's on the cutlass, eye and nailers too, that I will sing this song to you. The long hours' work and the weary ways, no pleasure spent, no pleasure days. Rifle-de-rolla, rifle-de-ray. Oh, it's 17 heavy hours a day. Me wife and children work for pay to make the nails that the dealers buy, but money short is their reply. Rifle-de-rolla, rifle-de-ray. Oh, 500 years our trade has lived. King John we gave his nails, so fine 500 years of liberty. Now never more shall we be free. Rifle-de-rolla, rifle-de-ray. Oh, ye nail dealers, now hear me well. Your bloody trade will honest tell, for money short, aye, and metal scarce. 'Tis your way, there is no worse. Rifle-de-rolla, rifle-de-ray. Oh, your cursed machine, 'tis here to stay. Our trade looks on its burying day. We can no longer fight our foe. From England we must part and go. Rifle-de-rolla, rifle-de-ray. So come ye nailers, aye, and cutlass too, that work for pay that's not your due. Lay down your hammers, ye forgers, leave. These foggers, they won't us deceive. Rifle-de-rolla, rifle-de-ray. I am the nail dealer.
He is the nail dealer.
I've come here to steal their.
He's come here to steal us.
I've come here to steal their money and gold.
Our money and gold.
I'll sell 'em the metal,
He'll sell us the metal.
all in a fine fettle.
All in a fine fettle.
All in a fine fettle, their nails for to make.
Our nails for to make.
Then I'll buy the nails back again.
He'll buy the nails back again.
But I'll give 'em the sack again.
He'll give us the sack again.
But I'll give 'em the sack if the weight it ain't right.
If the weight it ain't right.
But when the nails they are making,
When the nails we are making.
and in the forge they are baking,
And in the forge we are baking.
and in the forge they are baking, just remember my words.
Remember his words.
And I'll give 'em this warning,
He'll give us this warning.
that they won't see the dawning.
That we won't see the dawning.
That they won't see the dawning if they ask for more pay.
If we ask for more pay.
Oh, ye nailers, see the signal waving in the sky. Our opponents are receding, hear our captain cry.
Storm the fort, for I am leading. I have shown you how. Shout
to our men and women for the stand they've made, choosing suffering and death than be like a slave. Storm the board, for I am leading, I have shown you how. Shout the answer back to heaven, we are ready now. My father is a nailer, and me mother works the shop, and there's many a hot and weary hour I toil until I drop. But now I'm 13 years of age, working 17 hours a day. Well, some days I feel like crying, but me tears have all run dry. There's a numbness in the heart of me, and I think I'd like to die. For every nail that's cut and dropped is in me coffin lay. Oh, my father's sometimes cruel to me, oh, the other boys as well, and for our mistakes through weariness he'll damn us into hell. And this business of the dealer will drive him to despair. Oh, the white-hot sparks he showers on us, in mercy he don't share. For a nail through me ear he strove for working without care. Well, I know you won't believe me, but I tell you it's true. So, if you to a nail shop drove, by hardship or by fear, take care if you're a-crying that the nailer he don't hear. For crying stops you working, and that he'll never bear.
There's often great cruelty practised in the nail shop. Boys are sometimes struck with a red-hot iron and burnt and bruised simultaneously. Boys sometimes have a flash of lightning sent at them. When a bar of iron is drawn white-hot from the forge, it emits fiery particles. The man commonly flings these in a shower upon the ground before placing the bar upon the anvil. This shower is sometimes directed at the boy. It may come over his hands and his face, his naked arms, or onto his breast. If his shirt be open in front, which it usually is, the red-hot particles are lodged therein, and he has to shake them out as fast as he can. A witness told me he knew of a boy who was in the habit of making bad nails, and somebody took him and put his head down upon an iron counter and hammered a nail through one ear. The boy made good nails after that. There's an iron hook in the warehouses which is used for winding up the nail bags, and this hook has sometimes been fixed in a boy's trousers, and he's been wound up from the floor below through a trap in the ceiling into the room above, with his head hanging downwards. Children's Employment Commission, 1843.
The black country nailer's a terrible blade. Tally-hi-oh, the nailer, he sets his little uns down to the trade. Tally-hi-oh, the nailer, he turns his barbie to hammer and pull, till his body is stunted and his eyes are dull, and the brains are dizzy and dazed in his skull. Tally-hi-oh, the nailer. Well, he shortens his life and he hastens his death. Tally-hi-oh, the nailer will breathe foul air with every breath. Tally-hi-oh, the nailer, he works every hour the good Lord sends, and breaks his back trying to meet his own ends, while there's coals to burn and iron to bend. Tally-hi-oh, the nailer. He'll bow to the dealer, but think himself free. Well, tally-hi, all the nailer, he'll grind out his life for this liberty. Tally-hi, all the nailer, as his children starve and his wife goes cold, and his heart lies heavy and his body grows old, his eyes will follow the pot of fool's gold. Tally-hi, all the nailer. Well, at whose door lies the blacker blame? Tally-hi, all the nailer, where rests the heavier weight of shame? Tally-hi, all the nailer, on the famine price contractor's head, on the workman's under taught and fed, who hammers his own bones and his child's for his bread. Tally-hi, all the nailer.
Me mother sent me for some water sent me, and in the well I nearly tumbled, when my collier lad come whistling me. Me mother says if I wed a collier, it will break her tender heart, but I don't care what me mother tells me, a collier I'll have for my sweetheart. Colliers gettin' gold and silver, nailers gettin' nothing but brass, so what wise wench would marry a nailer, while there's plenty of collier lads?
Evidence of a Mr. Horne to the Children's Employment Commission in 1843. On Friday evening, March the 19th, a part of the upper floor of Hemmingsley Manufactory fell and killed one little boy on the spot by the descent of a heap of iron tips upon him, and another boy had both his thighs broken and one arm. 3 other boys were also injured. The rooms are all crowded with dangerous machinery, so close that you can hardly pass. Indeed, some operations have to be stopped in order that you may pass at all, so that there may be room for the body to effect its passage, a safe distance being out of the question. None of this machinery is boxed off or guarded. It's a frightful place, turn which way you will. There's a constant hammering roar of wheels, so that you can't possibly hear any warning voice. You've but once to stumble on your passage from one place to another, or to be thinking of something else, and you're certain to be punished with the loss of a limb. Little boys and girls are here seen at work at the punching machines, all acting by steam power. Their fingers are in constant danger of being punched off once in every second. At the same time, they have their heads between the whirling wheels, a few inches distant from each ear. "They seldom lose the hand," said one of the proprietors to me in explanation. "It only takes off the finger at the first or second joint. Sheer carelessness looking about them, sheer carelessness."
From morn till night, from early light, and God help the poor of Rowley throughout each weary day. There is a house in Old Hill Town, a garden at its door. The keeper keeps you breaking stones for evermore. Oh, you nailmakers all that day, remember well the last strike of which this tale I do tell. how cold and hungry we that heavy day to Bromsgrove town didn't take our toilsome way. I and these nail forges, miserable souls, well, they'll not forget the givers of the coals. Nail masters are hard-hearted and files, and the way we took 'twas 13 miles. Well, the slaves abroad in the sugar cane, they have plenty to help and pity their pain, but the slaves at home in the mine and fire have plenty to pity, but none to admire. Well, I wish I could see old nail dealers draw such a load as did we poor nailers, and see such punishment and such smart, that it might soften their hard stony hearts. And so as the nailers do suffer such smart, well, I hope it might soften old Pharaoh's heart. Aye, and let each nailer tell to his son, oh, the labours that we for our rights we have done. Come all ye noble city blades, and listen to our song, for it is both true and short, me boys, and won't detain you long. It is concerning the nailers, how they fought their lives to save. More money was all they needed, a better life to have I.
Now the lass who told the story is dead as well, you know, but now she's a champion nailer in the land where all nailers go. And her old boss, the middleman, now works for old Nick below, lighting his fires and blowing his coals and making his furnace glow.
I'm the lads who wrote these words for you, there hangs a tale to tell, for their white-collar job was to write all these troubles and make themselves money as well.
Aye, and what about these actors who played their parts tonight? They've done their job and earned their bread, and don't you think that's right-ho?
And then there's all you patrons who have watched us tell their tale. We can see by the cut of your cloth, me lads, you'll never be short of good ale.
Likewise the lasses beside you with their perfumed extravagant ways. Well, the money you've spent on your furbelows is more than they earned all their days.
And also there's you critics who have heard the story through, whose silver tongues will appraise these times in a clever word or two. Now off we go to our beds, good folks, but let's